Hello YouTube, my name is Myles Anderson. I'm a professional joke explainer, and today I'm explaining the jokes of Skibidi Toilet, one of the best comedic videos working today. So this video really took the world by storm when it came out about 11 years ago. It's very popular amongst children and adults alike. It changed the discourse of online culture, and it has even entered our lexicon, describing certain events like that car over there is so skibidi, or I can't wait to see my family at Christmas time. Christmas is one of the most skibidi times of the year. So I'm gonna analyze the first season of this video. Of course, there's the original and a couple consequent episodes. The reason I wanted to do this is just because the original video is such a short burst of energy that I needed a little bit more time to make it worth it for you guys and to make it so that we could get more ad revenue from the video. So here we go, Skibidi Toilet. Now, as we can see here, before we even start, we've got a lot going on in this video. Just to set the scene, we've got a few figures here in suits standing against the wall, and their heads are security cameras. This is a little joke about surveillance capitalism and the surveillance state. Ever since Edward Snowden came forward with those findings about the NSA and whistleblew about what they were doing, that's been a big part of our discussions in our culture. So that's a very funny satirical image. We've got a little tiny man on the floor there. He looks like maybe a career person or a career politician with a briefcase full of bribes. And we've got Gordon Freeman from the Half-Life series. The Half-Life games came out about 42 years ago, and their engine, the source engine, is what is used to make this hilarious video. So huge setup here, lots going on.
What the heck is going on you?
And so the musical voice says, "What the heck is going on?" which is exactly what you're thinking when you first see this video. So already it's funny because it's already saying what you're thinking, which is always funny. All right, so here's the first and sort of main joke of the video, that there's a man, just his head inside of a toilet. I assume this toilet here is the Skibidi Toilet. I don't know if this toilet itself is skibidi, or a head inside the toilet is skibidi, or skibidi is just part of the song and a sort of a general term that describes a chaotic scene. The toilet, I believe, was purposely chosen by the creator of this video, DaFuq Boom. Obviously, to me at least, as an allusion to Marcel Duchamp's fountain piece of art that was installed in 1917 to rock the art world with that the conceptual modernism of it. And so obviously, as an allusion to fountain, which was in itself a absolutely hilarious joke, Skibidi Toilet pays homage to that, and by putting a man's head inside the toilet, elevates the art to an even higher and more hilarious level.
What the heck?
All right, so that was the original Skibidi Toilet video that garnered almost 250 million views and caused a lot of people to laugh harder than that. Well, by people I mean children and certain kinds of people. So we're on to the second Skibidi video here. We've got even more set up. We've got Aladdin's genie in a T-pose in the hallway. I believe we had something a little earlier there. We've got two figures dancing, the same figures from earlier, Gordon Freeman and the businessman there. We've got a man on the wall acting shocked. We've got all sorts going on. There's a whole sort of cornucopia of images all interacting at once. It's like a Hieronymus Bosch painting. So maybe that is also what DaFuq Boom is alluding to with this video.
He's going on you.
Okay. So there's two Skibidis.
Oh, help me, please, somebody.
All right, so that's the third Skibidi Toilet video, upping the amount of Skibidi with multiple urinals at this point, and 3 heads in total. So funny, obviously, because, you know, toilets are funny, urinating, pee-pee and poo-poo is very, very, very funny, especially when you're younger, and it doesn't really stop being funny as you get older. So it really, if you're a child, it's absolutely hilarious, and if you're an adult, it just appeals to your inner child. I know that sometimes when I'm walking down the street and I think of pee-pee and poo-poo, I laugh a little bit to myself. And it's also very humbling, you know, when you see really serious world events going on and serious politicians, and you think that, you know, even these very serious people, you know, they pee-pee and poo-poo sometimes as well, which is very, very funny. So you can see the amount of Skibidi Toilets has multiplied at this point, making it even funnier. If you do the same joke but multiply it, it does get funnier. That is the rule of comedy. Just make the jokes bigger and more. You don't have to change the joke because this is a winning formula, and DaFuq Boom knows this. Great stuff.
What the heck is going?
Okay, so that was the 3rd Skibidi Toilet video. The Skibidi Toilets have multiplied, and they're sort of marching in a formation, sort of almost in a militaristic fashion, which again, I think is a comment on our society, as well as being hilarious. So Skibidi Toilet might be one of the more intellectual comedy videos, one of the great satires of the 21st century, definitely.
On you.
Okay, so this is a toilet in a formal situation. So the contrast of all of these people having a nice formal lunch, it looks like, and then a Skibidi toilet with a head bursting out of it, just coming into a formal setting, is very, very funny. It's sort of like the Animal House humor of the 1970s, you know, where they'd be like a bunch of formal nerds sitting at a university dinner, and then John Belushi would burst in and just start, you know, punching people and jacking off and stuff. And that was very, very funny back then. And so this is very similar to that joke there. So very funny. It looks like, okay, the people in the restaurant have now turned into Skibidi Toilets. So I think this has been made since the success of the first video. So DaFuq Boom is acknowledging that, you know, a lot of people are watching Skibidi Toilet, they're getting the joke, and in return they're becoming Skibidis themselves. Very funny stuff. And there's the big toilet from earlier as well. And that is the Skibidi Toilet series finale of season 1 there, with the big toilet inside the room. A very, very funny image, funny joke, toilets, toilet humor, contrasting situations. Very, very funny, but also a comment on our society, surveillance capitalism, fascism, militarism, and allusions to Hieronymus Bosch and Marcel Duchamp. If your kids aren't watching Skibidi Toilet, I'm sure they are, but if they're not, sit them down, take them through the Skibidi Toilet series. It's really good for their education. It's good for them to develop their art taste and intellect. So please, have your kids sit down with you and watch Skibidi Toilet and take them through it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This is a fairly short episode. We'll be back with more of this after. If you guys really like this video, I assume you're quite young, and so please, if you want to subscribe to the channel or join as a channel member or our Patreon, go get your mom or dad's credit card and just find the numbers on there, put it in, give us a little donation, and if you really like this video, just hold down K on the keyboard. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.